All right, let's jump right into it. Today, we're taking a thrilling deep dive into the first two-thirds of Capture. It's a brand new sci-fi thriller,
Mm,
and it just plunges us headfirst into this near future San Francisco Bay Area. We're talking Woodside, San Martin, the whole region.
right. And it's a world where tech isn't just, part of life. It is life. It's everywhere.
Exactly. Cutting edge stuff, hidden motives, a really high stakes world where maybe even your thoughts aren't quite your own anymore.
And what's really cool, maybe unsettling, is how the story just drops you right in. The setting, the Bay Area, it's almost like another character shaping everything.
Okay, so our mission today, let's try and piece together the puzzle. Who is Benita Garces, our protagonist? What you're trying to figure out? Who are these shadowy groups pulling strings?
And what secrets are just starting to bubble up to the surface?
Yeah.
Because there's definitely something big lurking underneath.
Let's unpack Benita first.
All
Benita
right.
Garces, she's not just like living in the future. She's actively recording it.
Yeah, her daily routine starts with putting on this behavior capture suit.
Yeah.
It's sheer, two pieces, covered in these tiny, like lentil-sized sensors.
Right, with fine wires connecting everything to a device on an elastic waistband. And then she's got the specs.
The specs sync up video and audio with the suit's motion data. Super precise, like down to 4 milliseconds. Captures everything she sees, hears, does.
And she interacts using these twiddle rings on her fingers, like a virtual keyboard and mouse combined.
Exactly. And get this, she even has an avatar named Zag from Blam, her specs provider, who's apparently trustworthy. But Zag is kind of observing her through her own data stream. It's a bit weird.
Okay, so this whole rig, as you called it, it's not just personal tech. This is her job, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's a behavior capture model for FfēFfē Automata. That's pronounced FfēFfē Automata. They're huge in AI, virtual characters, that sort of thing.
So all her data, every movement, sight, sound, it's constantly uploaded to them.
Constantly. Which immediately makes you, the listener, think about privacy, data ownership. I mean, her entire life, her experiences are raw material for this company.
So who gives Benita her first big assignment?
That comes straight from the top. Dr. Rameshwar Thakkar, co-founder of FfēFfē. He's old, very ill with cancer, uses this geriatric exoskeleton to move around.
But still sharp,
Oh,
powerful.
Absolutely. Razor sharp. And he tasks Benita with checking out this antique shop down in San Mateo, run by a guy named Savion Bennington.
But Thakkar doesn't think it's just about antiques, does he?
No way.
Hmm.
He says Bennington's involved in much more, quote unquote, than just gray market stuff. He's worried about his own youngest daughter, Pari. Thinks Bennington is manipulating her, brainwashing her, even exploiting her.
Wow. And his instructions to Benita.
Pretty chilling, actually. He tells her, pull no punches, ever. If you knew me, you'd know I cannot judge you.
Okay, that hints at something darker in Thakkar's past. Or maybe just how desperate he is.
Could be both. It definitely raises flags. And then he drops this other bombshell. Benita's predecessor, a guy named Mohan Bakaya, who was also Thakkar's son-in-law, also worked in behavior capture, and he disappeared after investigating the exact same antique shop.
Okay, so the stakes just went way, way up for Benita. This isn't just some corporate gig.
Not even close. And she's not going in alone. Thakkar gives her some pretty advanced experimental gear and a new assistant.
Ah, right, this is Brad.
Yep, Brad. He's a pre-production humanoid robot prototype, kind of her virtual friend for this mission. But he's described as way more articulate, more aware than standard virtual characters, like her Zag avatar.
And he's got upgraded tech.
He does. Cutting-edge sensors, including these new magnetoencephalographic caps. Basically, they capture much more detailed brain data than regular EEG. They measure the tiny magnetic fields the brain produces.
So closer to reading thoughts.
Getting there, yeah. But here's the really interesting part. Brad isn't just code. He's described as a composite intelligence built from many people's behavior.
Including whose?
Including Thakkar's and Benita's own.
Wait, so Brad is partly based on Benita herself. And Thakkar, that's complex. Blurs the lines, doesn't it?
Definitely raises an eyebrow. What does it mean when an AI is built from fragments of specific human minds? Where does Brad end and they begin?
Okay, so Benita and Brad, this human-robot composite team, they go to check out the antique shop. And surprise, surprise.
At front. Big shocker. Bennington deals in high-end jewelry, probably stolen, uninsured stuff.
And he sells it where?
His main outlet is the Kaboom Club, pronounced Kaboom. It's this exclusive, very discreet club in Burlingame.
And Bennington's not just a shady dealer, he's worse.
Much worse. He's a predator. The story makes it clear he drugs and assaults young women there, including Thakkar's daughter, Pari, He has associates too, Brenda Castro and Rashawn DuPont.
Ugh. So the Q-Boom Q-Lub is this dark underbelly beneath all the shiny tech.
Exactly. A place where the elite can be as naughty as they liked, as the book puts it. It just highlights this grim contrast, Amazing tech, terrible human behavior.
And Bennington's connections go deeper, right? It's not just stolen necklaces.
Right. Turns out he's a minority partner with Eddie Wu, the guy who actually owns the Q-Boom Q-Lub, and also an industrial consignment warehouse.
And Wu's been supplying
Gliese Genetics with specialized equipment. Keep that name in mind. Gliese Genetics.
Okay, Gliese Genetics.
But here's the real kicker. Bennington has somehow got his hands on these things called flash programmable quantum gate arrays, FPQGAs.
Okay, what are those basically?
Think next generation quantum computing chips. State of the art, super high capacity. They're described as potentially making AI thousands or millions of times more powerful than current systems.
Wow.
And crucially, they could allow for super intelligence without needing a constant network connection, like super smart AI running locally.
And these are still experimental, not on the market.
Exactly, still in the sampling phase. So the fact that a random smuggler like Bennington, as the book says, has them, along with rare earth metals needed for them.
It suggests a serious black market. Something big is going on behind the scenes.
Definitely. It points to some major players trying to get their hands on technology that could literally change everything about AI.
Okay, so while all this high-tech intrigue and crime is happening, the story also shows us a different side of this future, doesn't it, over in Watsonville?
Yeah, it zooms out to the Crazy Ladies Agricultural Cooperative. They're a Green New Deal co-op focused on sustainable farming, relying on desalinated water.
We meet some tanker drivers, Tavo, Sue, Raul.
Right, they haul fresh water from Moss Landing. It gives you this context for the world after some kind of riots. It shows the Green New Deal is happening, but it's slow, uneven. You still see tent cities along the railway.
So it contrasts the gleaming tech wealth with this more grounded, maybe struggling reality.
Absolutely. The co-op is like this attempt at a community-focused future, completely different from the ruthless world of FfēFfē or the sleaze of the Q-Boom.
And right next door to this co-op is
Gliese Genetics, the name that came up before. They're described as a privately held intentional community. A bit cultish.
Cultish? What do they do?
They're actually really profitable. They sell genetically modified plants and animals. High-tech stuff. But the weird part is their members. They all wear these unique beige baseball caps.
Caps? Like just regular caps?
Not quite. These caps generate something called the New World. It's described as a continuous, coherent, consensual hallucination.
Whoa. A shared virtual reality, but experienced as totally real.
Exactly. It acts as their ideological guide, a labor support system. Yeah. It enforces social cohesion around this idea of a resource-based economy.
Is it a utopia? Or some kind of sophisticated mind control?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the tech seems old. The avatars in this new world predate the ones from Blam, Benita's spec provider. Suggest deep, maybe hidden origins.
And we learned someone from the Crazy Ladies co-op joined them.
Yeah, a woman named Alice Woods used to be part of the co-op. Now she's a Gliese operative. A true believer in the new world. Shows how persuasive it can be.
And Gliese wants those quantum chips Bennington had, right? The FPQGAs.
Desperately. And they're willing to get violent for them. Alice Woods, the true believer, and her colleague Cliff, they confront Bennington's associates, Brenda and DuPont.
What?
It goes bad. DuPont tries to disarm Alice. Cliff gets shot accidentally, and then Alice just shoots DuPont intentionally and leaves him for dead.
Jeez. So Gliese plays rough. Very rough.
No question.
Yeah.
They'll kill to protect their tech and get what they need. It's not just business. It's almost like a religious war for them.
Okay, let's swing back to Benita. She goes into Bennington's house to investigate.
Right, uses a maser, kind of a focused microwave beam to fry his router, break his connection. Finds Bennington dead, shot twice. Not by Gliese, though. By a neighbor who apparently had a crush on Perry and wanted to protect her.
Oh, wow. So Benita walks right into a murder scene.
Exactly. And she finds Perry there, heavily drugged, manages to rescue her, and she also finds a box Bennington had hidden away.
Containing
the FPQGAs, the quantum chips, plus the rare earth metals.
So she gets the prize. But now she's at a murder scene with a drugged girl and a legal future tech.
Yep. As in FfēFfē steps in. They arrange for the police to be called about an electrical fire at Bennington's house.
A cover-up. Incinerates all the evidence.
Total cover-up. We'll deal with the authorities, they tell her. It shows their power, their reach. And it's a huge turning point for Benita. She's not just observing anymore. She's involved.
Yeah.
Deeply.
And Thakkar, his interest in those Gliese caps, the beige ones, it goes beyond just wanting their tech, doesn't it?
Oh, way beyond. It's personal.
Yeah.
Almost an obsession. He's been researching magnetometry himself, trying to read thoughts, essentially, pushing way past normal EEG.
Even experimented on himself.
Yeah, risked his own safety. And he tested one of the Gliese caps, found the hallucinations it produced felt completely real.
And it showed him something significant.
This showed him a vision of his late wife, Tiffany Chen. Perfectly real to him. That had a huge impact. And he also discovered the cap could somehow track Alice Woods, the Gliese operative.
So what's his theory? What's he thinking about these caps?
He has what he calls a crazy hypothesis. He thinks they might be an existential threat.
An existential threat to humanity.
Seems like it, but it's tangled up with his own goals. Remember, he's trying to achieve a form of immortality through behavior capture, mixing his data with people like Benita and Mohan.
Because they're behaviorally similar to him.
Exactly. They're ideal templates for his virtual consciousness project. So his fear of the caps is mixed with this intense fascination, this personal quest. He's a really complex, maybe dangerous figure.
Okay, so the hunt for the chips and the caps really heats up now.
Totally. Eddie Wu, the Q-Boom owner, manages to negotiate with Benita, or maybe FfēFfē, and get some of the FKQGAs she recovered.
And he gets a cap, too.
Yes. Tries it. Experiences the new world. And it apparently blows his mind, but also really disturbs him. He sees the power firsthand.
Meanwhile, things get worse for Perry.
Yeah, Wu's people actually abduct her. But Benita and Brad manage to track her down and rescue her from some remote beachside area.
And Alice Woods shows up, the Gliese agent.
Right during the rescue. She attacks them, trying to track them, using her cap.
How does Benita know she's tracking them?
They fight her off, push her into a ravine, and in that moment, Benita realizes Alice must have been tracking the other cap, the one she had tested earlier, the one Thakkar gave her.
Ah, so the caps can track each other. Or track specific users.
It seems like it. The connections are finally clicking into place, you know. The FPQGAs are needed for super advanced AI. The Gliese caps are this read-write system for the human mind, creating shared realities.
And everyone, Wu, Gliese, Thakkar, and now Benita, is caught in this incredibly dangerous game for control.
Exactly. Wu sees the power, Gliese will kill for it. Thakkar has his existential fears mixed with personal ambition, and Benita's just trying to survive and figure out what the hell is going on. It's volatile.
So recapping these first two-thirds, we've got this maze of near-future tech, corporate spying, deadly secrets, all centered in the Bay Area. We followed Benita Garcés, FfēFfē's human data stream, getting caught between her boss, Thakkar's very cryptic mission, the cult-like Gliese Genetics, and all the crime linked to Bennington's shop and the Q-Boom Q-Lab.
Yeah, and we've started to see the real power, the potential of these quantum gate arrays, the FPQGAs, and those truly bizarre, mind-altering beige caps. They hint at a future where consciousness itself is up for grabs.
Can be manipulated, maybe even copied.
Right. And Thakkar's own deeply personal agenda, his obsession with AI, immortality, and his crazy hypothesis about these caps being an existential threat. It adds this whole other layer of, well, deep intrigue. Benita's gone from observer to participant real fast.
And big questions still hang in the air. What really happened to Mohan Baqaiya, her predecessor? What is the ultimate goal of Gliese's new world? We've only just begun to grasp what this tech means for, like, being human, for agency, for intelligence itself.
Absolutely. We've just scratched the surface. The big reveal, you need to understand, is still waiting in that final third of the story.
Right.
And it leaves us, and you, the listener, with this really chilling thought. In a world where AI can mimic human thought so well, and technology can literally create shared realities, who actually controls perception? Who holds the power?
And maybe more importantly, what happens when that power is used not just to change what we see, but who we fundamentally are? To rewrite identity itself.
Exactly. Something to really chew on until we dive back in for the conclusion of Capture.